Okay, beta, the recording of the meeting is on now. So last lecture we covered up calculating the position of the vertex. So उसके सवाल हो रहे हैं बेटा, आंसर आ रहे हैं?
सर वो कर लिए थे 6.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good beta, very good. So shall we proceed ahead now? Any doubts or queries till now in your mind?
सर ये क्वेश्चन था कि जब नॉर्थ से साउथ और साउथ टू नॉर्थ हम जा रहे हैं, सो डायग्राम हम नॉर्मली बना देंगे कि वी हैव टू मेक ऑन द बोथ साइड कर्वेचर?
बेटा, as far as the question solving and answer is concerned, आप जैसी भी डायग्राम बना दो आपका आंसर तो ठीक आएगा. That's number one. And as far as the accuracy of the diagram is concerned, तो बेटा बेटर है कि आप उसको जिस भी हेमिस्फीयर में आप हो, you show the curvature towards that pole.
सर हम नॉर्थ से साउथ जा रहे हैं, तो अगर साउथ एटीट्यूड है तो मेक द कर्वेचर टुवर्ड द साउथ. तो एक ही डायग्राम बना देंगे सर, एक ट्रायंगल एज पर द.
Okay, no problem. I'll open up the whiteboard. Just give me the positions. I'll tell you बेटा.
ओके सर.
साउथ में जैसे आपने बताया, साउथ का साउथ की तरफ बना दो, नॉर्थ का नॉर्थ की तरफ बना दो बस.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's go to the whiteboard. So beta, you can give me any two positions.
सर 10 डिग्री साउथ टू
Okay.
40 डिग्री नॉर्थ.
लॉन्जिट्यूड भी बताने हैं बेटा?
नहीं सर, वैसे नहीं.
Okay, all right. So you can take as let us say 30 degree east. Let's take 30 degree east and let's take 80 degrees east. These are the longitudes. Okay. अब सबसे पहले तो बेटा one latitude is 10 degree south, another is 40 degree north. So which pole should we be taking?
नॉर्थ पोल.
Very good. So we would be taking the north pole, and let us say our position A is somewhere here and position B is somewhere here. Now since our first position is in the southern hemisphere, we can mark off the equator also here. Let me mark the equator. The equator would be somewhere here. Correct beta?
यस सर.
Now the pole which we are taking is the north pole. So let's take the pole here and call it as P. Let's mark off the meridian of A. Let's mark off the meridian of B also. And now we are left with the great circle track between A and B. So as far as the answers are concerned, आप इस ट्रैक को चाहे जैसा मर्जी बना दो, curve toward the north, curve toward the south, और a wavy kind of track, कुछ भी बना दो आप, आपके आंसर तो ठीक ही आने वाले.
ओके सर.
Because the answers
Yes,
are based on the cosine formula. But if you are worried about the accuracy of the diagram, then what you do is, when you are going from point A up to the equator, you show the curvature toward the south pole, something like this. And when you go from the equator to position B, you show the curvature towards the north pole, something like this. So you can see In the southern hemisphere, the curvature is towards the south pole. In the northern hemisphere, the curvature is towards the north pole. That's how a exactly accurate diagram should be.
Okay, sir.
Okay, beta, understood?
Yes, all good.
Okay. और बताओ बेटा, और कोई डाउट्स अभी तक?
नेपियर रूल्स जो है सर, जो उसमें हम डायग्राम बनाते हैं, तो उस डायग्राम में सर हम किसी भी पॉइंट को, जो अपने पास 5 पॉइंट है, उनमें से किसी को भी मिडल पार्ट ले सकते हैं ना सर?
हाँ बेटा,
फॉर्मूला में
किसी को भी मिडल पार्ट ले सकते हो आप। बस आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि आपका मिडल पार्ट ऐसा होना चाहिए कि बाकी के जो दोनों पार्ट हैं वो सिमिलर हों, या तो दोनों के दोनों ऑपोजिट हो जाएं या दोनों के दोनों एडजेसेंट हो जाएं। ऐसा मिडल पार्ट आपको लेना है।
जी सर, मैक्सिमम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस में सर ऑपोजिट पार्ट तो है, दोनों के दोनों मिल रहे हैं। बाकी दूसरे एडजेसेंट अप्लाई करना पड़ रहा है बाकी के क्वेश्चन के लिए, तो 90 माइनस पी जो सबसे नीचे वाला है, वो वाला पार्ट लेना पड़ रहा है, और एडजेसेंट से वो वाला कैलकुलेट हो रहा है। मैक्सिमम ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस में ऑपोजिट पार्ट गिवन है सर, 6 क्वेश्चंस में।
ओके बेटा, ऑल राइट, कुछ भी हो सकता है दोनों में, सो बोथ आर परफेक्टली फाइन। ओके, सो और कोई डाउट बेटा अभी तक? ऑल क्लियर?
All okay, sir. All clear.
वेरी गुड। सो फिर आगे चलें बेटा, हमने वर्टेक्स की पोजीशन कैलकुलेट कर ली है। नाउ आवर नेक्स्ट चैलेंज इज टू कैलकुलेट द इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस। ओके, सो इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस अब हमें आगे कैलकुलेट करनी है। सो लेट मी सेट अप द वीडियो एंड वी प्रोसीड अहेड सीइंग हाउ इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस आर calculated. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, so beta, this was the last topic which we did, calculation of the position of vertex. This was the question which we discussed in the class last session. So we applied the Napier's rule, 2 parts were known to us, and we calculated the remaining 2 parts, that is angle P and side Papa Victor. Papa Victor being the colat of vertex, 90 minus this gave us the latitude of vertex, and angle Papa, the magenta color angle in the diagram, was the d long between A and V, our initial position, and the vertex. So we applied this d long to our initial longitude and we got the longitude of the vertex. This was the last thing what we did. So now what we are going to do is, once we find out the position of the vertex, latitude, longitude is calculated, how do we find out the intermediate positions on the great circle track? अब बेटा सबसे पहले तो ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि इंटरमीडिएट ट्रैक पे, जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट, ओके, तो सबसे पहले तो ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस जो है वो हमसे कैसे पूछी जाती हैं। हाउ डू दे आस्क अस टू फाइंड द इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशन? Now they do not ask us कि भाई point A से every 100 miles पे एक intermediate position as per distance. How they are calculated, how they are asked, they can be asked in two different ways. One of them is, you know the longitude of A is 40 degrees. You know the longitude of position B is 100 degrees east. One way which they can ask you the intermediate points is, they will tell you, find out the intermediate positions at every 10 degrees of D long. Means longitude of A is 40 degrees east. We need to find the next position at 50 degree east meridian, or where the great circle track crosses 50 degree east meridian. That is one particular way how the positions can be asked. Then the next one would be 60 degree east, 70 east, 80 east, 90 east, and after 90 we will reach to our destination position, which is 100 degree east. This is one way in which the intermediate positions can be asked in the question. Now the second method with which they can ask you this intermediate position is, instead of longitude, they give you a particular latitude or D-lat. So let us say they want you to calculate the intermediate positions at every 5 degrees of D-lat. So that means our position A is at 10 degree north. They want you to find out the next position where the great circle track is crossing 15 degrees north. The next one would be 20 degrees north. Next one would be 25 degrees north. And then after that we will reach to our destination, which is 30 degrees north. So these are the two ways in which intermediate positions can be asked to you. So up to here is clear, beta?
Yes.
Very good. Now, once these positions are asked, we first find out the latitude and longitude of the vertex. And when the latitude, longitude of vertex is calculated, we can very easily find these positions using the Napier rule only. So इसी Napier rule को हम लोग दोबारा use करेंगे and we will be able to find our positions. So let us see now how do we use the Napier rule and how do we calculate these intermediate positions. Beta, is the sound and video coming okay?
No, sir, no sound is coming.
Sound not coming, sir.
No problem. I'll just do it better.
Having calculated the coordinates of the vertex, the same can be further applied to calculate the intermediate waypoint positions.
Is the sound coming now, beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Why do we need these intermediate waypoint positions? This is because our GC track crosses meridians at different angles. Therefore, if you want to sail precisely over a GC track, the course has to be continuously altered, which is not very practical. So along the great circle track, suitable intermediate waypoint positions are picked up, and between the waypoint positions, vessel does rhumb-line sailing. So by doing so, you approximate the GC track to the extent possible, and at the same time meeting the requirement of the vessel to be sailing along stretches of rhumb-line. Another application of the vortex could be in composite sailing, which shall be covered in the next video. Now, when it comes to calculating or obtaining the intermediate waypoint positions, there can be two ways of approaching it, depending on the suitability of the track. One is we decide on the latitude on which we would like to have the waypoint, and where this parallel of latitude would cut the GC track. For that point, we need to calculate the longitude. Other way could be we decide on the longitude. So wherever the meridian of that longitude cuts the GC track, we calculate the latitude of that point. This can be conveniently done by factoring in vertex, because it shall result into right-angled spherical triangle, and Napier's rule can be applied. Now, in the first scenario, wherein we may have decided on the latitude of the intermediate waypoint.
So beta, now we are going to discuss the first type, in which they have given us a certain latitude and they want us to find out what is the position where the great circle track crosses that particular latitude. So this is the first type. Latitude is given and we need to know the position where the great circle track crosses that latitude. So first of all, we will find out the vertex. As we have seen earlier, we will see where does the vertex lie, then we will make a diagram, and then in that diagram we will apply the Napier's rule and find out the latitude and longitude of the vertex. So in this example, I have assumed that the vertex lies inside the triangle. So it can be solved with vertex lying outside also. So the method is exactly the same. So they will give us one particular latitude and we need to know or find out what is the position where great circle track crosses that latitude.
We can just draw the parallel of latitude that we have decided upon. Wherever this parallel of latitude crosses our GC track, this is the waypoint that we are interested in.
So beta, this dotted line which you see is the latitude which is given to us, and we need to find out what is the position, what is the place where great circle track crosses this particular parallel. So this position you can call it as X.
Let's mark it with X.
Now can you tell me beta, what will be the latitude of X?
Latitude given, sir.
सर कुछ डिलेट
Yes.
दिया होगा ना सर?
तो
Right.
डिलेट होगा A और X का.
Right. So either they will give you a DLAT or they will tell you find out where the great circle track crosses a particular latitude, let us say 20 degrees north. So whatever latitude is given, our position X has to be on that latitude only. So latitude of X is in fact already known to us. It is the latitude which is given. What we need to find out is the longitude of this position. So let us see how do we find the longitude now.
So the latitude of X is already known to us. We need to find its longitude. We draw the meridian of X and we get a right-angled triangle PVX, in which from the latitude of the vertex, we know PV. From the latitude of X, we know PX.
Now beta, do you see this triangle PVX?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a right-angled triangle. The right angle is at the position of the vertex. Here is where we have the right angle. And in this triangle, that means we can apply the Napier's rule here. So in this triangle, do we know two things at least? कोई दो चीजें
Yes,
हैं बेटा जो हमें पता है? कौन कौन सी?
Yes, sir.
yeah. PV
PV
and
polar
PX.
पता है सर. PV and PX.
Very good, beta.
Oh,
So
sir.
two things which are known to us are, number one, we know PV, this particular distance, Papa to Victor.
Yes, sir. PV also known.
We had calculated the latitude of the vertex. So with the latitude, we know what will be PV. PV is the colat of the vertex. And the second thing which we know in this triangle is PX. PX is
Colet
known
of
to us.
X.
It will be the colat of position X or colat of the latitude which is given to us. So whatever latitude is given to us where we have to find the intermediate position, colat of that will give us Px. So once these two are known to us and it's a special spherical triangle, we can apply the Napier's rule and find out anything else. So let's see how do we apply the Napier rule now.
So the elements that are known to us are Px and Pv. If we can calculate angle P, which will be the D long between V and X, then that shall help us in getting the longitude of X.
So what we do, beta, with these two items, Papa Victor and Papa X-ray, we enter into the Napier's rule. And what do we calculate with the Napier's rule is angle P.
Angle P.
So once angle P is calculated, what will be this angle P, beta? What is this angle P?
D long sir, D long हो जाएगा सर. फिर कर
Very
सकते हैं हम longitude से calculate.
Very good, beta. It will be the D long between the vertex and the position which we require. So once we have this D long known to us, we apply it to the longitude of the vertex. By applying, I means it could be added or subtracted depending upon what is the name of the longitude and what is the direction of the D long. So once we apply this D long to the longitude of the vertex, we will come to know what is the longitude of our required position X. So is this clear, beta, up to here?
Yes sir.
Okay, very good.
In the second scenario, we could have the longitude of the waypoint pre-decided. So what we can do is we can draw the meridian of the waypoint.
So now, beta, in the second type of the problem, instead of giving you a parallel of latitude, what they will give you is a longitude or a meridian. And you have to find out where does the great circle track crosses that meridian. So now what we do is we draw that particular meridian from the pole going downwards like this. We draw this particular meridian.
And wherever the meridian of the waypoint crosses the GC track, which is this point, this becomes our waypoint and we can mark it with X.
So we have our X point here now. Now again, beta, we have a triangle PVX, Papa Victor X-ray. Is this a spherical triangle?
Yes sir, this is spherical triangle sir.
Yes,
This
the
is
right
a
angle
spherical
triangle.
as well as a right angle. That means a special spherical triangle. And that means we can apply the Napier's rule here. So in this case, beta, with this longitude of X given to us, do we have two items which are available to us in this triangle?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The
Okay.
angle is known and the arc on the side is known.
And PV.
PV and angle P.
Very good, beta. So PV was known to us earlier because we found out the position of the vertex. PV is the colat of the vertex. So PV is known to you. And the second thing which is known to you is this angle, angle P. This angle P is the D long between the vertex and the required position. The longitude of the vertex was already calculated, so we know that, and the longitude of X is given in the question. So we find out the d long between these two positions and apply it to the longitude of the the d long is known. We enter into the Napier rule with PV and d long, and what do we calculate now? We calculate side PX, Papa X-ray. So with angle P and side PV, we enter into the Napier rule and solve it, or solve the triangle for side PX, Papa X-ray. Now once you get PX, we know PX is the colat of position X. 90 minus PX gives us the latitude of X.
Now, because the longitude of V and longitude of X is known, we can calculate this d long P here. PV is also known to us by virtue of knowing the latitude of vertex. So we know the PV part of the right angle triangle. We know angle P of the triangle. We can solve it for PX, which will be colat of X, from wherein latitude of X can be obtained. So here parts known are PV and P. To be calculated is PX.
So beta, with this we complete this type 2 problem also, where a longitude is given to us and we need to know what is the position at which the great circle track crosses that particular longitude or meridian. So this is the type 2 problem. So now beta, in the great circle questions, this is what will be given to you. They will give you either a particular latitude or a particular longitude, and they will tell you to find out the position where great circle track crosses it. So we have to first find out the vertex. Once vertex is known, we have to make this diagram and find out that position X. So any doubt in your mind related to this complete process now?
Sir, this angle P is the d long, and sir, naming will be take from the vertex longitude or the direction of the vessel of
Okay,
d long.
let's take an example. In this particular case, give me any longitude for the vertex, any longitude.
Okay, sir, 50 degree east.
Okay, so vertex is at 50 degrees east longitude. We know that, we have already calculated it. So this comes to be 50 degrees east. Now give me this angle P beta, any angle P of your liking.
35 degree.
Okay, this angle P is 35 degrees. We applied the Napier rule, it came to 35 degrees. Now longitude of the vertex is 50 degrees east. The d long between V and X is 35 degrees, and we know this position X is on the left side of the vertex, which means it is to the west of the vertex. So this 35 degree d long is westerly d long.
Westerly.
So from
Okay, sir.
50 degree east, you go west by 35 degrees and you will reach here as 15 degrees east. So 50 degrees से 35 degrees हम लोग west में गए and we came to 15 degrees. So longitude of X would be 15 degrees. Okay बेटा, all right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. और बेटा और कोई डाउट आ रहा है माइंड में?
All okay, sir.
Okay, very good. So that's great. With this beta, basically we cover up our great circle component. So the great circle sailing part is covered up now. And आपका जो अभी होमवर्क है वो ये जो ग्रेट सर्कल सेलिंग की आपने एक्सरसाइज की थी, आई टोल्ड यू टू डू द फर्स्ट 6 क्वेश्चंस फाइंडिंग द वर्टेक्स. नाउ इसके बाद बेटा देयर आर आई थिंक 4 more questions, 4 or 5 questions are there, where they have told you to calculate the intermediate positions. So that's our homework now. We have to practice finding the intermediate positions from the great circle exercise. Okay, beta, done?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So for today, I'm
So
going to stop it here.
Very lengthy question, sir. Very lengthy.
बेटा मैंने शुरू में ही बताया था कि ये जो हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं ना मेथड, इट इज़ लाइक मेकिंग द फाउंडेशन देन ग्राउंड फ्लोर, फर्स्ट फ्लोर एंड सो ऑन. सो धीरे धीरे हमें पहले अपना फाउंडेशन बनाना पड़ता है. हमने स्फेरिकल ट्रिग्नोमेट्री से फाउंडेशन बनाया, फिर हमने ग्रेट सर्कल सेलिंग का एक सिंपल प्रॉब्लम किया, दैट वाज द ग्राउंड फ्लोर. फिर हमने वर्टेक्स की पोजीशन निकाली, दैट वाज द फर्स्ट फ्लोर. और फिर अब हमने इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशन निकाल ली है, सो दैट्स द सेकंड फ्लोर. सो फुल हाउस इज रेडी. सो दिस इज ए लेंथी क्वेश्चन.
चलेगा सर ये पूरा
अभी तो
क्वेश्चन?
टेरेस्ट्रियल भी साथ में सर, टाइम मैनेजमेंट करना पड़ेगा सर बहुत ज़्यादा.
यस बेटा, नेविगेशन पेपर में फेज़ 1 में टाइम की दिक्कत आती है, ज़्यादातर लोगों को आती है, पर उसका एक ही तरीका है, उसका तरीका है प्रैक्टिस. सो प्रैक्टिस एज मैनी क्वेश्चंस एज पॉसिबल इन ए गिवन टॉपिक. जितनी ज़्यादा आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे आपका टाइम रिक्वायर्ड उतना ही कम होता जाएगा. सो शुरू में आपको टाइम लगेगा, डोंट बॉदर, बट एज यू प्रैक्टिस दीज क्वेश्चंस the time window is going to squeeze, it will come down and you should be able to comfortably solve it.
सर एक छोटा सा डाउट था, जैसे कि एग्जाम में जब हम फार्मूला लिखते हैं, कोई भी फार्मूला लिख के, we required to put all the value in the formula, we can write cos p equal to this much.
बेटा आपने एग्ज़ाम में सिर्फ 3 स्टेप लिखने हैं. whenever you do a calculation, कोसाइन फार्मूला है या नेपियर रूल है, कुछ भी आपने लगाया है, सिर्फ 3 स्टेप लिखने हैं. वो 3 स्टेप कौन से हैं? नंबर 1, यू राइट द फार्मूला एज सच, like cos of p is equal to cos of ab minus cos of pa cos of pb divided by sin of pa sin of pb. आपने फार्मूला लिख दिया, दैट इज स्टेप नंबर 1. नंबर 2, आपने उसमें सारे पार्ट्स की वैल्यू डाल देनी है. like pa is 40 degrees, so you write cos of 40. pb is 30 degrees, you write cos of 30. ये सेकेंड स्टेप हो गया. आपने सारे वैल्यूज़ डाल दिए, साइड्स या एंगल जो भी हैं उनकी वैल्यूज़ आ गई. अब तीसरे स्टेप में आपने सीधा आंसर लिखना है. आपको साइन थीटा और कॉस थीटा इनकी वैल्यूज़ डेसिमल में डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. सो फर्स्ट स्टेप राइट द फार्मूला, सेकेंड स्टेप put the values, third step write the answer straight away.
Okay sir.
Okay,
Answer in the sense directly we can write angle p.
yes, yeah, you can directly write angle p. cos of p भी लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो भी डेसिमल में आएगा. you straight away write angle p. okay
सर इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशन जो है वो x ही लेना है सर, या कुछ भी नेम कर सकते हैं?
anything of your liking beta. Normally we are always interested in finding x, isn't it?
yes sir.
x से कंफ्यूज हो जा रहे हैं सर.
x को ढूंढते रहते हैं ना बेटा, फेसबुक पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे, है ना? So that is why they name it as x, right? So you can name it anything you like. okay.
सर एक डाउट था सर.
हाँ बोलो बेटा.
सर उस दिन आप वर्टेक्स करवा रहे थे सर, तो मेरा इंटरनेट कनेक्शन थोड़ा ठीक था सर. इसमें मेरे को डाउट है कि जब भी हम वर्टेक्स ड्रॉप करते हैं तो वो एंगल ऑलवेज 90 डिग्री रहता है.
हाँ बेटा, वर्टेक्स पे जब भी आप मेरिडियन को ड्रॉ करते हो, जो पीवी लाइन आती है, पापा वेक्टर लाइन जो आती है, दैट इज द मेरिडियन ऑफ द वर्टेक्स. एंड जो ग्रेट सर्कल ट्रैक होता है, व्हेन इट रीचेज ऑन द वर्टेक्स, it always has a east west direction. वर्टेक्स पे अगर इफ यू रिमेंबर हमने वर्टेक्स की प्रॉपर्टीज जब की थी, आई टोल्ड यू एट द वर्टेक्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द ग्रेट सर्कल ट्रैक इज ऑलवेज ईस्ट वेस्ट, राइट बेटा?
यस सर.
सो आवर ग्रेट सर्कल ट्रैक इज ईस्ट वेस्ट, मेरिडियन रन्स नॉर्थ साउथ, तो इन दोनों के बीच में एंगल ऑटोमेटिकली 90 डिग्री का ही होगा ऑलवेज.
ओके सर, ओके फाइन।
सर एक डाउट है, मतलब डाउट नहीं, मतलब एक मतलब क्वेश्चन है सर। सर ये आप मतलब सर मतलब जो पढ़ाएंगे मतलब क्लास में केवल उतने ही काफ़ी है ना सर? ये प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ नेविगेशन की किताब पढ़नी है क्या मतलब अपने हमारे लिए, या फिर आप मतलब कराएं क्लास में उतने ही काफ़ी है?
देखो बेटा, जो मैं यहाँ तुम्हें कराऊंगा अपना पेपर सॉल्व करने के लिए, दैट्स एनफ. You will not have any problem in solving your paper. That I will take care.
Yes sir.
हाँ, if you are interested in reading the book, you should. Why not?
ओके सर।
कितने मार्क्स का रहता है सर टोटल ये ग्रेड सर्कल का क्वेश्चन?
25 marks बेटा.
25 marks.
Question number 4 in your paper, 25 marks.
It will be compulsory question, like or it's an additional.
Navigation, all questions are compulsory. Instead of one, all questions are compulsory बेटा.
Okay. Okay.
और बताओ बेटा.
और सब बढ़िया सर.
ओके, गुड. बढ़िया ही होना चाहिए. सो अब बेटा आपने प्रैकनैप वाली बुक जो है ये खोल लेनी है, और जो हमारी ग्रेट सर्कल की एक्सरसाइज थी उसमें जो इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशन वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं उनको प्रैक्टिस करना है. सो प्रैक्टिस देम. कितने प्रैक्टिस करने हैं? उतने प्रैक्टिस करो जिनसे आपको कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाए दैट यू कैन फाइंड देम एक्यूरेटली. 1 से आता है कॉन्फिडेंस, वेरी गुड. 1 ठीक नहीं होता है, 2 से कॉन्फिडेंस आता है, गुड. 3 से आता है, 4 से आता है, गुड. डू दैट मैनी क्वेश्चन दैट यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट दैट यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन विदाउट मेकिंग मिस्टेक्स. सो ये आपका होमवर्क है. एंड विद दिस वी हैव फिनिश्ड द ग्रेट सर्कल सेलिंग कंप्लीटली. अब हमारा जो अगला टॉपिक होने वाला है वो होगा कॉम्पोजिट सेलिंग का. Composite sailing. So next lecture I think I have tomorrow with you beta.
Yes.
So tomorrow we are going to start off with composite sailing. और एक बार जब हम composite sailing कर लेंगे तो फिर आपको एक असाइनमेंट मैं देने वाला हूँ जिसमें कुछ एक सवाल होंगे. जैसे मैंने जीसी की असाइनमेंट दी थी वैसे ही अब जो नेक्स्ट असाइनमेंट आएगी उसमें होंगे इंटरमीडिएट पोजीशंस, वर्टेक्स और composite sailing के questions. So that will come once we complete the composite. Okay beta?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay sir.
Okay. So we are all done for our today's session. So time is still there. So keep logged in beta, keep logged in, and you can practice, you can start the practice of these questions.
Okay sir.
Okay beta, I'll see you in the next session with composite sailing. Till then, bye bye.
Bye bye sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you.